We'll never die, we'll never die. We'll keep the red flag flying high. 'Cause Man United will never die. We'll never die, we'll never die. We'll never die, we'll never die. We'll keep the red flag flying high. 'Cause Man United will never die.
From Manchester United, I welcome its ambassador Andy Cole. Today also something new is starting. We will lay the foundation stone for a showcase which will tell the story of the tragedy, of the memorial and of you, the visiting fans.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really pleased about your voices. It's great to hear you. My name is Christian Vorländer. I'm City Councillor, and I'm here on behalf of our Lord Mayor Dieter Reiter, who unfortunately fallen ill last night. On this day, exactly 2 years ago, we were standing here at the same place in order to jointly remember the 60th anniversary of the air disaster of the 6th of February 1958 and to commemorate the disaster's victims. It has now been 62 years since this horrible disaster happened. However, the memory has not faded. On the contrary, the memory is even more alive today than ever, as also the great attendance at today's foundation stone laying ceremony for the new memorial display case underlines. It is impressive that once again so many fans of Manchester United came all the way from Great Britain. Despite the actually sad occasion, I welcome all of you particularly warmly to Munich. Welcome to Munich. The 6th of February 1958 was a black day in the club history of Manchester United, in the history of English football, and also in the history of Munich. Only a few steps from here, the plane with the team of Manchester United crashed on that day. 23 people lost their lives back then, among them also 8 players of the legendary Busby Babes. This Munich air disaster that happened here on this day exactly 62 years ago, and the victims thereof are and remain unforgotten in Munich. Already from the beginning, the crash site became a memorial site here in the district of Trudering. At first, only a field cross commemorated the victims. Since 2004, a memorial stone has also been here with the names of the 23 fatalities, the club crest of Manchester United and the Munich coat of arms. Meanwhile, this memorial site has even received the official name Manchester Platz, Manchester Square. In all the years and decades, above all, countless fans of Manchester United have visited this memorial site and laid down letters, scarves, flags and jerseys here in order to express their deep attachment to the victims, the Busby Babes and their club. In this context, I thank in particular the FC Bayern fan club, Red Dogs Munich, who always collects and files these memorial items. It was also on the initiative of this club that a glass display case is set up here, in which these items can be displayed publicly in order to give even more expression to this unique commemoration of the victims of that time. With this memorial display case, the request by many fans of Manchester United and also of FC Bayern is now taken into account. With the display case, also the history of this site and its special significance can be shown to many people in the future. Thank you for coming here to this place. The victims are never forgotten. Thank you.
Dear friends and supporters of Manchester United, I still remember the 60th anniversary of the tragedy very clearly. More than 2,000 people attended the memorial service here. There was a mourning, there was singing, the atmosphere was solemn, fantastic. Our Lord Mayor Reiter said that he never had experienced such a ceremony. I think people here at the time painted a picture that represented a worthy culture of remembrance. A dignified culture of remembrance unites people. And most importantly, the memory lives on. That is exactly what we can experience here at Manchester Square today in Munich. I would like to thank you all for that. Thank you very much. And in closing, I would like to say something personal to our friends from Manchester United. A couple of weeks ago, I was truly shocked as I heard of the attacks on the home of Manchester United Executive Vice Chairman Ed Woodward. Ed Woodward is a good friend of mine, and therefore, especially considering the close relationship between FC Bayern München and Manchester United, I would like to clarify that there must be never room for violence in football. A line was crossed, and this is not part of sport. We in Germany have always admired our British friends for their fairness. Manchester United released the following statement: fans expressing opinion is one thing. Criminal damage and intent to endanger life is another. There is simply no excuse for that. We as Bayern Munich fully support these and stand side by side with our friend Ed Woodward and his family. Thank you very much and all the best for you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Guten Abend allerseits. The Manchester Munich Memorial Foundation would like to express its thanks and appreciation on behalf of every Manchester United fan to Oberbürgermeister, the Lord Mayor of Munich, Dieter Reiter, a great friend of ours, to Chairman Rummenigge, President Heine, and former President Hoeneß from Bayern Munich Football Club, and particularly to Dr. Mark Salzman, the chairman of the Red Docs Munich, and indeed all the Red Docs Munich, as well as Frau Memel, wife of Hermann Memel, who set this in play for us. And I'd like to do that for all the love, the care, the kindness that they show our football club and us, the fans, and especially through the dignified and respectful conservation of this fans' pilgrimage site here at Manchester Platz. Along with the memorial bench which we donated to the City of Munich for the 60th anniversary, this new showcase will be a fabulous addition to this memorial site. And it's being built to house all the memorabilia left by our fans, by us, and it's a direct result and I know this personally, of all the hard work and the incredible dedication of our good friend Dr. Mark Saltzman. We were honoured to be asked to support the petition for this showcase, and we were honoured to be involved in making sure that this came to fruition. I look forward personally to seeing our flag of friendship between our two great clubs and our two great cities on permanent display here, so that everybody who comes here can witness the friendship and the warm collaboration that exists between us and will do forevermore. Dr. Mark, we are forever grateful to you and your colleagues. Manchester United FC, Bayern Munich FC, United forever. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. Thank you very much. Do you want me to do one more?
Ja, ja. Okay, jetzt? Okay, und jetzt geht's los. Es ging schon.
Thank you, Herr Hoods. Thank you. Can I introduce you to our official club ambassador? Hello. Andrew Cole, Willie Hunnis.
Thank you very much.
Come on, Stefan.
Okay, okay.
Entschuldigung, ich bräuchte noch ein Foto bitte mit Ihnen. Und auch nur hier. Genau.
And go, and go, and the go. Here's the boys, goes the goal, and the go.
Andy, what's it been like with so many fans here?
When you've been told so much about it and then you grow up with it, you know, and then you understand what goes on. And then for me to actually be here, to appreciate what's gone on for such a long time, yeah, the ceremony was really, really touching. I hear those songs week in, week out, you know, and that adds a bit more pleasure to it, definitely.
As football fans, we love the rivalry, but it's amazing really what kind of support and love you got from the people of Bayern Munich.
Yeah, very much so. I think why I appreciate that even more, because playing against Bayern Munich many, many times, you know, they've always showed Manchester United a hell of a lot of love during what's happened. And then during the games that they've played, I think the two clubs have got a great rapport. I mean, unbelievable relationship due to what happened in that fatal accident. But I think that tells the class of the two football clubs, you know, to still be doing such wonderful things regarding such a terrible situation.
It's wonderful that you're here as an ambassador of Manchester United Football Club. You must be so impressed to see what the fans do, because they organise all this.
Yeah, fans never surprise me. They never surprise me. I mean, they're an integral part of the football club. To set up something as wonderful as this, I think speaks volumes for them. I'm not surprised about the turnout either. I think being an ex-Manchester United player and as a fan as well, I appreciate it even more.
We're all getting older, but it's so impressive to see the Manchester Munich Memorial Foundation keep alive the legacy of Munich and also representing the future generations of Manchester United.
It's growing. And like I said, I think with this football club, it doesn't surprise me. To do things like this. Bring up the younger generation. To understand Manchester United's history, the fabric of the football club. I'm not surprised at all. Now, I keep saying I'm not surprised because the fans never seem to surprise me. They always want the best for their football club, and for this to continue the way it has done, speaks volumes for them.
And when you hear them sing "We Will Never Die," you understand what it means when you come here.
Yeah, I do. Like I said, I'm playing. I appreciate it when I play. Even more so now that I've retired, and I'm doing it from a different point of view now. I'm an ambassador for the football club, and I see the game in a totally different way. When I'm playing, I'll try to concentrate on football. But now coming away from it and doing this, I appreciate it even more.
And when you were playing, you won the treble, of course. Were you inspired by the history of Manchester United?
You've got to be. You've got to be. To play for such a great football club, you've got to be inspired by the history of the football club because, you want to achieve as much as you can do. There's great players gone before me, there'll be great players that go after me. But to just be involved in Manchester United history, I'm very, very proud of that.
I always believe that Sir Alex Ferguson always used that to inspire the players because he made sure all the players that came to Old Trafford understood that history.
You have to. And I think to succeed at such a fantastic club as Manchester United, you've got to understand the history and the fabric of the football club. So for me personally, like I said before, it's a great honour. It's a great honour that I'm here. And such a, I'm not going to call it a tragic day because it was tragic then, but it grows more and more. The legacy of the football club grows more and more. And I think to be involved in it and to be involved in the history and the fabric, is a great feeling.
You're obviously much too young to remember the players who played in Munich. To hear people like Sir Bobby Charlton say that the only player he looked up to was Duncan Edwards, must have been a mighty fine player.
Yeah, he must have been. And when you're involved with the club, everyone talks about him. And he would have gone on to be a great world-class player. But unfortunately, his life was cut very short, due to this accident. So players like that, will never be forgotten. For Sir Bobby to talk about him such a growing light, that tells you everything.
And finally then, what does it mean to you, Andy Cole, to be here in Munich today?
Yeah, like I said before at the start of the interview, it's very, very special. It's an honour for me personally to be here, to experience it all. And, like I said, I understand it. So for me to actually be here today, it's a great feeling.
On behalf of the fans, thanks for coming.
No problem, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Legend!
We are 4 minutes away from starting our memorial ceremony, which is another reason why we're here. Can I ask you, if you're not supposed to be on the square, can you step back, please? Can you also leave a respectful distance? So, welcome everybody to this memorial service. Our pilgrimage here to Manchester Platz is a very, very special one. We come each year to pay our respects to the 23 souls who lost their lives here or as a result of what happened here now 62 years ago. This is both an honour and a privilege for us as United fans, and we do it on behalf of all United fans, our United family. We have a short and respectful ceremony which we try to do each year. If you were here last year, you know what to expect. But if you weren't, or if this is your first time, this ceremony is organised by fans, for fans, by the Manchester Munich Memorial Foundation. If you missed the showcase foundation stone laying ceremony just a short while ago, please welcome these following great people. The chairman of Bayern Munich Football Club, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. The president of Bayern Munich Football Club, Herr Herbert Heiner. And the former president of Bayern Munich Football Club, Herr Uli Hoeneß. And representing our football club, our ambassador, Mr. Andrew Cole. And finally, our great friend, the chairman of Red Rocks Munich, Dr. Mark Salzman. Gentlemen, we are delighted to have you all here with us today for our memorial ceremony. Now I want to introduce you to two very, very special people who are here with us as the chosen fans' representatives to play a very special role. And they are Kerry Rowan and her son Zach, who's 10, and they are the daughter and grandson of our dear departed brother, Eric Barlas. They're going to start the ceremony shortly by reading out the roll call of honour of the 23 souls who lost their lives here. Following that, we're going to sing the first two of our songs, The Pride of Football. We've handed out song sheets, please join in. It's our family. Last year, if you saw me singing, you'll understand why I'm asking you to join in. When we've done that, we'll be hopefully into our official 2-minute silence, and then following that, Kerry and Zach will lay our wreath, the fans' wreath, on behalf of all United fans. Andy Cole will lay a wreath on behalf of Manchester United, and then other wreaths can be laid accordingly. And we finish this very short ceremony by singing our song, The Flowers of Manchester. Thank you.
I would like to thank everyone involved in the MMMS for giving me the privilege to be the fans' representative of the club I love. Roll of Honour, Manchester United players. Jeff Ben, Salford. Roger Byrne, Captain, Gorton. Eddie Coleman, Salford. Duncan Edwards, Dudley. Mark Jones, Barnsley. David Pegg, Doncaster. Tommy Taylor, Barnsley. Liam Billy Whelan, Dublin. Manchester United officials. Walter Crickmore, Secretary. Tom Curry, Trainer. Bert Willer, Head Coach.
It is with great immense pride and such an honour that myself and Zach are here today with you all to be the fans' representative, to pay our respects to our great foes of Manchester and the others who lost their lives on that fateful day 62 years ago. The Journalist, Alf Clark, Manchester Evening Chronicle. John Davis, The Manchester Guardian. George Follows, The Daily Herald. Tom Jackson, Manchester Evening News. Archie Ledbrook, The Daily Mirror. Henry Rose, The Daily Express. Eric Thompson, Daily Mail. Frank Swift, News of the World. Frank Swift was also one of Manchester City's greatest ever players. The crew, Captain Kenneth Raymond. Co-pilot Tom Cable. And the stewards as well. The passengers was Bella Miklos, travel agent. Willie Statinoff, supporter. May their souls rest in peace. Amen.
Amen. Wasn't that fantastic? 10-year-old United fan here doing that with his mum. Absolutely brilliant. The future generations. Okay, so now we're going to sing our first song, and I am standing back from this mic so I can hear you all. It's called The Pride of Football, written by Pete Martin. I'll start you off. Join in. So many years since you were taken, the pride of football, our Busby Babes. We've shared our tears and watched the newsreels whilst you have slumbered in your graves. Though life moved on, the Reds continue. We've plumbed the depths, we've touched the skies. Our memories of the clouds of Manchester, like Man United, will never die. Roger Byrne, our worthy captain, Jeff and Eddie, Salford brave, David Pegg and Tommy Taylor, Mark and Liam, such pleasure gave. For all you men, you football stalwarts, death was instant, life was gone. For 15 days of pain and struggle, mighty Duncan lingered on. We don't forget the other victims, United players who survived. Some played on, achieving glory, some too injured to make the side. Our thoughts now turn to all non-players. This tragedy was theirs as well. The wretched grief for friends and families so far removed from where they fell. You are the strength and inspiration for those who play your roles today. We look for flair and pace and passion to play the game United's way. Though life's moved on, the rest continue. We've plumbed the depths, we've touched the sky. Our memories of the flowers of Manchester, like Man United, will never die. We'll never die, we'll never die. Like Man United, we'll never die. We'll never die, we'll never die. Like Man United, we'll never die. We'll never die, we'll never die. We'll never die, we'll never die. We'll keep the red flag flying high, 'cause Man United will never die. We'll never die, we'll never die. We'll never die, we'll never die. We'll keep the red flag flying high, 'cause Man United will never die. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. We are very, very shortly arriving at 15:04, where we start the official 2-minute silence. And for those of you who were here last year, you'll see that we've improved our timing somewhat. So can I ask you all to get ready to pay our official 2 minutes respect for everybody here, for everybody back at Old Trafford, for all the families of the Babes and the families of the victims. And our 2 minutes starts now. Thank you. So the second thing that our fans reps do is to lay the fans wreath. And I'm going to ask Kerry and Zach now to lay the first wreath on behalf of every Manchester United fan in this world. Thank you. And now, on behalf of Manchester United Football Club, Andrew Cole will lay the official club wreath.
Thanks, Andrew.
And finally, I'm going to call on Joe Glanville, Joe Tedesco from our oldest supporters branch in Malta to lay their wreath. And if anybody wishes to lay a wreath, now is the time to do it. Thank you. Okay, we're ready to sing our final song, The Flowers of Manchester. So please again do join in. I will start you off, then I'm going to step away from this microphone. 8 great football stalwarts conceded victory. 8 men will never play again who met destruction there. The flowers of English football, the flowers of Manchester. Matt Busby's boys were flying home, returning from Belgrade. This great united family, all masters of their trade. The pilot of the aircraft, the skipper, Captain Thane. 3 times they tried to take off, and twice turned back again. The 3rd time down the runway, disaster followed close. There was slush upon that runway, and the aircraft never rose. It ploughed into the marshy ground, it broke, it overturned, and 8 of the team were killed as the blazing wreckage burned. Roger Byrne and Tommy Taylor, who were capped for England's side, and Ireland's Billy Whelan and England's Jeff Bent died. Mark Jones and Eddie Coleman and David Pegg also. They all lost their lives as it ploughed on through the snow. Big Duncan he went to with an injury to his brain, and Ireland's brave Jack Blanchflower will never play again. The great Matt Busby lay there, the father of his team. 3 long months had passed by before he saw his team again. The trainer, coach and secretary, a member of the crew. Also 8 sporting journalists who with United flew. And one of them, Big Swifty, who we'll never forget. The finest English keeper that ever graced the net. Oh, England's finest football team, its record truly great. Its proud success is mocked by a cruel turn of fate. 8 men will never play again who met destruction there. The flowers of English football, the flowers of Manchester. Thank you. Thank you. That's the end of our ceremony. May God go with you. God bless Sir Matt. God bless Jimmy Murphy. God bless the Babes. God bless Manchester United Football Club. And God bless Bayern Munich Football Club. Thank you.